Good morning. So I want to talk to you today about something that's you could say it's a little out of my wheelhouse, although I don't think it actually is, because if my wheelhouse is living a better, healthier life, then I think I can pretty much claim everything will impact that in some way. But it's the thing that's made the biggest difference in my health and happiness for over the past week, and it's a pretty significant difference, so I want to tell you about it. First of all, if you have any interest in breath work, as in using your breath in any way, then you should definitely check out the Huberman Lab podcast episode on breathing that I think dropped last week. It's one of the most recent ones. If you check out the Huberman Lab podcast or YouTube channel, you'll see it right up at the top. And there, I learned something that explained why I have been unable to do one of the most basic breathing techniques that everyone always tries to teach you, and how I can fix that and make it work for me. So apparently, pretty much everyone's familiar with the concept of box breathing, right? You breathe in for a certain count, like 1, 2, 3, hold your breath, 1, 2, 3, breathe out, 1, 2, 3, hold on the exhale, 1, 2, 3, and do it again. Except that when I learned it, like when people were trying to teach it to me as a technique for whatever, like people recommend it before you give talks, as you're trying to fall asleep, as you're trying to wake up, after you finish exercising. And I was taught to do it for a count of 8. And then some people said 6, and some people said 4. And then there's people like, you breathe in for 4 and out for 8. It never worked for me. I would always end up feeling stressed, feeling panicky, having to yawn. I'm getting stressed out talking about it. I had asthma as a child, which I overcame with partially outgrowing it. Definitely helped. Moving out of my parents' house, which wasn't their fault. Situations are inherently stressful sometimes when there's chronic illness. Acupuncture helped. A lot of things helped, but it left me with this sense that when I'm focusing on my breath and trying really hard to control it and inhale and exhale, then that's like a sign that I'm having an asthma attack. So everything about it stressed me out. It never worked for me. There are other things that I have been able to do with my breath, but not that one. Well, it turns out that there is a simple test to see how long you should make the sides of your box. Okay, so if your count should be 1, 2, 3, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's a really simple test for that, and I was trying to hold my inhales and my exhales and my breath holds. They were all too long, and so that was stressing my lungs out. It was stressing actually my brainstem out, but whatever. Because apparently I am more sensitive to carbon dioxide than some people, which is cool. It's a good thing to know. Knowing it and now gives me things to research and how to work on improving that, because being more sensitive to carbon dioxide is tied up with experiencing more anxiety. And I'm just going to go the other way because there's a really, really loud thing about to happen down the street. Holiday time. Anyway, I thought I would walk home while I was doing this, but I will go home after I'm done with the live. Sorry about the sun. Right. So if you just breathe normally for a couple minutes, breathe as normally as you can once someone's told you to breathe normally, which is always a big hang up for me, because once I'm thinking about it, what the hell is normal? And then just let your breath out, breathe normally for a couple minutes, inhale normally, let your breath out as slowly as you can without stopping, and time yourself while you're doing it. So see how long your exhale takes. Don't time how long it is until you need to take another breath, because you'll be able to hold after the exhale for quite some time probably. But just literally let your breath out as slowly as you can, but not driving yourself crazy. When you've finished exhaling, then stop. Go back to breathing. Stop your stopwatch. See how long it was. If your exhale is 20 seconds or less, then you should not do more than a 3 count on your box breathing. And then there's all sorts of other numbers, and if you want all of them, then you can watch the episode. So mine was 19. And I know that I can't have I don't have a very long exhale. I can hold out after the exhale for a very long time. But I don't have a long exhale. I know, because I used to do all of these asthma tests where you're breathing into a tube. I don't have the best lung capacity. So for various reasons. And so just hearing that, like, oh, box breathing works for me, should work for me. If I only do it for a count of 3, I tried it and it works. And now it's all of a sudden I can do the box breathing in the morning when I wake up, if I'm feeling stressed because like an alarm went off or the cat jumped on me, at night when I'm lying in bed before I fall asleep, before getting up to talk at a networking event, all of a sudden I can do box breathing and I'm seeing all the benefits that everyone talked about. But a 3 count works for me, 4 count or more doesn't. And apparently this is something that I can work on now that I know what exactly I want to work on and can look into the techniques for doing it. But I'm 36. I'll be 37 in a couple months. First time I ever heard this. I thought maybe it would be helpful for someone else to hear it. And I am taking breath work and working with the breath and saying that is part of my work, because that is one of the most essential ways you can affect your nervous system in general. And it's something that always comes up when we're talking about working with the metal energy. The metal energy is all about boundaries and borders and deciding what I value and what I don't, what I want to take in and what I want to let go. The breath is one of the ultimate physical expressions of that. And so having this one more tool that I can give people and making sure that the tool will actually be able to work for them is an amazing thing. Being able to use it myself is an amazing thing. And so I wanted to share that with you. And I hope you have a great day. And if you give either box breathing or just checking your exhale or listening to the Huberman Lab podcast a try, let me know, and let me know how it worked for you. I would really like to gather some more data. And take care. Have a great day. I am terrible at hitting the